Right here, we have a vocabulary choice board. And so there's 3 different activities students could choose from, and each of the noun project images will link directly to that slide. So roll a word, draw a word, or picture this. This first one is students will roll a word. So they have the dice over here, and they will hit play once they go into present mode, and then they're going to pause it, and they have a 4. So they're going to give a synonym for the word. And again, they keep playing with the new word. They have a 5. The 5, they're going to give the antonym up for the word. And so words are on like note cards or little cards that you've typed out, and you cut them, and the students will pick from the pile, and then they will roll the dice, and then they'll do that activity. So right here again, that digital dice is number 5. They're going to do that for that word that they pulled from the pile. So again, they're going to kind of play this with a friend, where the friends will go back and forth and they will act out, or they'll draw the word depending on what they roll for the word that they choose from the pile. Right here, draw a word. Students will have the word in the little pencils, and then they'll have to draw a picture. So this will be printed, and they will draw the different words that they maybe picked. So students could pick a word, or you could assign different words to students. And again, you can make copies of this and just duplicate it, or whatever you need to do with how many words you have. So again, the students could draw them. Another idea is you could have the students not put the vocabulary words up here, or they could, and then they could maybe even write them on the back like a flashcard, and then they could make it a game. So the students would see the picture, and then they have to guess what vocabulary word is being shared based on the image that the student drew. So again, make vocabulary a fun game, and that's one way that you could do it. This last activity is really cool. This template was shared on Twitter from Amanda Sandervall, and she did a Google Classroom photo of the week. And so with this idea, students can either create their own photos, which could be a really cool activity for them to do. And then once they have those photos, students can then guess what clue, based on the clues and based on the images that have been selected, what the word is. So again, this could be a game where your students are creating. So they're adding an image, and then they're adding the word afterwards, and then they could add the clues for that vocabulary word. I made an example down here. So if you want to see this YouTube video, it walks through how to create this Google Sheet, which is really, really cool. So right here is the Google Sheet, and you can do this with any type of task card. So I did it with those pictures. Let's go to image number 1, and I did map vocabulary. So right here, the students have to figure out what the answer is. They have a drop down, compass rose is the answer, and then they get tracked on how they're doing across the way. And then I also, in the speaker notes, put down this map vocabulary, and I'm going to link this choice board in the YouTube description as well. And here are all of the originals. And again, if you want to know how to create this nice little checker with the Google Sheet for your task cards, you can watch this video, and it goes over how to create it. It's pretty easy if you have the task cards made. If the task cards aren't made, that's what kind of takes the longest part. So once you have the answers in the task cards, it goes really quickly. And again, I like to just create these task cards in Google Slides, like you can see here with Amanda's template. So I added 2 images. And then I added a quick clue. Some of them have multiple clues. Some of them have a little bit more detail. Some of them don't. And then the students will go over here, and they're going to do the drop down, and then they're going to pick what word is being used based on the word bank. So that could be another idea. And again, you could create these. So you could go in and create your own Google slide, customize your vocab, or have the students create and then make a game from it. So the students could go in, add images, 2 images, and then they could add any clues that they want to add to here. And then again, they would just leave this word blank. So that could be another option. Have your students create, and you can kind of see down here, I put the answers down here just for my own knowledge, because they won't see this part. So again, just a great idea for some vocabulary fun. Have your students create it, you could create it, and then your students could do that activity and try to guess what word is being used. So have fun with this choice board, and I think your students will enjoy it.